Okay, now before we go, when will they put this Joe Biden into a nursing home? Both on domestic issues and international ones, the senile US president is clueless. He can't function without an auto cue in front of him. As we know, Anthony Albanese is in Tokyo for this Quad leaders meeting and so far has handled himself well on the world stage. But what about Biden trying to be the class clown? He said to Prime Minister Albanese something like, because you were sworn in as PM, then hopped on a plane straight away, so you're forgiven if you fall asleep in the meeting, unquote. It was apparently a joke. But the funny thing about the so-called joke is that it's exactly something Biden would do himself. Who could forget Biden falling asleep while meeting Israel's new Prime Minister in the Oval Office? What is also scary about this president is his freelancing on US foreign policy. He must be giving his minders grey hairs. Asked at a press conference in Tokyo yesterday whether America would get involved militarily if China attacked Taiwan, Biden replied, yes, that's the commitment we made. Or he didn't say it like that. Yes, that's the commitment we made. But American officials were quick to explain that there's apparently unambiguous commitment to Taiwan's defence was nothing of the sort. So which is it? It's a bit like America's commitment to Ukraine after years of talking tough and threatening Putin. But the moment Putin strikes, all that Biden has to offer is to airlift Zelensky out of Ukraine and into the US, which Zelensky refused, of course. What about Biden's comments to the poor Afghan translators who worked alongside US forces? They were promised protection too. Got nothing of the kind. Instead, they were left to fend for themselves and are being hunted down now by the Taliban. And what about Biden's stalling when it came to the military coup in Myanmar last year, with tanks rolling down the street and circling the parliament, and the imprisonment of the democratically elected 75-year-old Suu Kyi? The Biden administration were tossing up whether it was a coup or not. Officials couldn't agree on how best to describe the situation unfolding in Yangon, formerly Rangoon, which was under martial law. This is an insight into Biden's rudimentary foreign policy knowledge, despite claiming that as Obama's vice president, he was a diplomatic mastermind. I shake my head whenever I read about this bloke or hear him speak and ask, how long can this go on? We heard from Peggy tonight in America, who tells us that Americans are shaking their heads too. With Taiwan, Biden's comments in Tokyo, and then the frantic correction from his minders, all this only proves that their vagueness and ambiguity is playing into the hands of China and its adventurism. This lack of clarity in America's position is why Xi sleeps easily at night. The world's in a very delicate position, and leaders like Joe Biden, in his mentally deficient state, put our world in more danger, especially when they don't understand their own country's position on contentious international issues. Well, our lefties here in the media and the parliament would call Biden a moderate. Yes, I suppose they're right. At best, moderately incompetent. That's it from me. Thank you for watching ADH.TV. I'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.